Good morning, dear students of 11th class. Welcome to our live session. How are you? Hope you all are well in this pandemic situation. Anyway, you know that we are in English second paper and we are doing newspaper writing, report writing for newspaper. We have already taken some classes on this topic. This is the first topic, and that is why we are taking time here. And this is also important for exam because it carries 10 marks. So there is still another class for you in future on this topic. That is how to write a report for a newspaper. And that future class, that is the class which I am going to conduct next time, will be the last class on this topic. What's the title of my today's topic? Do's and don'ts of report writing for newspaper. Do's and don'ts of report writing for newspaper. This is the topic today. You are already familiar with this word. Don'ts, you know. Do's, that is what should you do, what should you include. And don'ts, what should you exclude, what should you avoid in writing report for a newspaper. I have written that I have divided my class on this topic into two parts. The first class on this topic, which is going on just now, and the second class on this topic will be my next one. And I have also divided my topic into two parts. Of course, I am talking about this topic. Do's and don'ts. I haven't written any don'ts here today, but I have written 10 do's here. 10 do's. No doubt you have all the graphs, you have all understood it clearly that today I am going to do only the do's of a report for a newspaper, not the don'ts. So the don'ts class will be in future time, that is the next class will be on don'ts. And today's class focuses only on the do's of a report for newspaper. Only the do's, and I have written top 10 do's here today. So going to discuss today, what should we include? What should we do in writing a good newspaper report? 10 do's I have presented here on the board, and let me explain one after another. But our time is limited, only at most 30 minutes, so most probably I will not be able to explain all the 10 do's with the equal emphasis. Anyway, let's hope for the best and start explaining. I will continue explaining as far as my time allows. Okay, so just I want your attention. So let's start one after another. Choose the first do of a news report. If you follow all these things, I have given here just 10 top do's here. You have to follow all these just to make your report a good one, an appropriate one. You must follow these do's to get good marks. If your report possesses all this, if your report possesses all these qualities, you can say that these are some of the qualities of a good report for a newspaper. So you should try to include all these things in your report to make your report a good, a matured one, an aristocratic one. So choose an interesting event or happening to write about. Choose an interesting event or happening to write about. First of all, what should you do? Topic is fact. A story is fact. Happening or situation or event is fact. There are a lot of happenings, occurrences, every day take place, every day happen. There are a lot of events or situations. Now the question arises, which topic you should, or which title or which situation or which event or happening or occurrence you should prefer. You should prefer the most important, most sensitive, the most event, the most current issue which draws the attention of the public, which arouses the interest of the reading public. You should choose your topic very, or should I say, wisely. Here, if you make a mistake in choosing your topic or your issue, doesn't matter how beautifully you can present, but if your topic is not so, has not so much value, if it is valueless, or if it is not a current issue, if it is backdated, or it is not a public interest related, then you will not be able to draw the attention. You will not be able to encourage the readers of your paper to read the entire report presented by you. So choose or prefer carefully, select carefully the topic on which you are going to write. So topic, the title, or the event or the situation is most important. Now the question arises, suppose you are a professional report writer and you cannot go beyond the command of the instruction of your editors. If your editors instruct you, just go, Mr. Chaudhary, go there, there are happening some crimes, go to the spot, visit the spot and cover the news today. Unless and until you are asked, you are commanded, you are instructed in this way, that is, if you are a freelancer, you are doing job for yourself, if you are free enough to choose your own topic, then comes the question of choosing the event or the happening. But if you are preparing report, being instructed by someone else, by being instructed by your boss, there is a boss, there is an authority over you, then you have a little scope to choose your own topic, because your authority may give you, most of the times what happens, your authority gives you an assignment and you have to finish this assignment and you have not freedom enough to choose your own topic. But you have, as long as you have scope, you should try to choose the interesting happening or interesting event or situation. Then next, tell the whole story in the first paragraph. Tell the whole story in the first paragraph, the whole story. This is an important thing. When you have started writing, you should summarize. As we have already mentioned, we mentioned in our previous classes that even the title or the headline should sum up the whole story. That's totally different thing. But in first paragraph of the body of the report, what should you do? You should try to explain the whole story, the entire story, in a few words, as short as few as possible, because this can draw the attention of your readers. Your readers, you should remember that your readers always try to understand, try to know, they always look for the gist or the, what should I say, or the summary or the crux of a report. You know what is crux? That is the main problem. Most of the times you have to present problem or the main issue. There is always a chief issue, a main issue in a report, and your intelligent, your busy readers always try to look for, try to discover that main issue. So try to give the idea in the first paragraph, a clear-cut idea what has actually happened. So the first paragraph is important. If your first paragraph fails to present the main things or the main ideas of the summary of the entire news, then you may fail to draw the attention or concentration of your reader. So just try to put the summary or the crux of the main issue in as short as possible, as few words as possible in the first paragraph. So first paragraph actually a driving force, because if the first paragraph is capable of doing the or fulfilling or to answer the curiosity of your readers, then the readers may go through the whole story. So the first paragraph, be careful of the first paragraph, is so important in news report. And then number 3, put the most important information at the top. Yes, what I have just said. Why should we put the most important information at the top? Because it can catch the attention, the concentration of your readers. It can encourage your readers to go through the entire report. So to encourage your readers to read your report, because every day there happen lot of hundreds of thousands of happenings and events or current issues. So there is always a competition, there is always a contest. There are a lot of options before your readers, which one to read and which one to leave. So you should win this contest. You should present your report in a very intelligent and clever way, very wisely, so that your readers, your educated readers, no doubt the people who read newspapers are educated. So it is difficult to draw the attention of the educated people, more difficult than to draw the attention of uneducated people. So with whom you are dealing with the educated people, which is really challenging. So if you want to draw the attention and also at the time satisfy your readers, your intelligent and your educated, your smart readers, then you should put the most important information at the top, because it can arouse interest in you and curiosity in your readers, and at the time it can satisfy your readers. And that is why put the most important information at the top. The rule or the system of a news report is that you should arrange the information in order of importance. That is, you should put the most important information at the beginning, and then the less important and the least important in these ways. So you should arrange, you should put the information in order of importance in the newspaper. So the most important information should come first, then the less important, and then the least important. And this system is called inverted pyramid system. Inverted pyramid. That is the when the system, there is a system for news report writing that you have to put the most important information at the beginning, and then comes the second important, third important, finally comes the least important. That is in order of importance. You have to arrange the information in the report, and this system is called inverted pyramid system. And then number 4, make sure that the report answers the 5 WCs. Yes, make sure that the report answers the 5 WCs. In our previous classes, we have learned about the 5W says question. That is, we have 5 W's. These are called the WS questions. That is who, where, which, the questions which we have to begin with W, 5 W's. What, where, when, why, whom, or who. These are the 5 questions asked, which the first words begin with W. And that is why these questions are called 5 W's. And H means, that is how, H-O-W, how the word begins with H. These are the 6 questions, some of which begin with W and one of which begins with H, and that is why these questions are called 5 WCs. And you have to answer this 5. You should be careful in your dose whether your report has answered these questions, because if your report for newspaper doesn't answer these 5 questions, these 6 questions, then it will not be a good one, because this type of report which doesn't answer the 5 WCs question cannot be able to satisfy the public mind. So always be careful whether your report answers 5 WCs questions. 5 W's, that is, you should answer in these questions. Where? 5 W's. Number 1, what happened? Number 1. Number 2, where did it happen? Number 3, when did it happen? Number 4, why did it happen? And number 5, and then number 6, how did it happen? Number to whom did it happen? Number 5, to whom did it happen? And number 6, how did it happen? Spaces are not so spaces, okay, yes, it has covered. So 5 WCs, I have given you questions how to make questions with 5 WCs. What happened? You have to answer. Your make sure that the report answers the 5 WCs. That means your report should answer all these questions. What happened? What happened? You should answer this question. Don't put the question in the report. As previously I told you that you should not put the questions in the report, but the questions should be in your mind, and then just make the answers. Your readers look for the answers, and the questions should be in your mind. You are the asker, you are the questioner, you are the answerer. So try to answer all the possible questions might be asked by the reader's mind. So you are the questioner and you are also the answers. So be careful. What happened? Where did it happen? When did it happen? Why did it happen? To whom did it happen? And how did it happen? If you can make sure that your report answers all these questions, then it will be a good report. And then number 5, make use of quotes. Yes, as previously we learned that quotations is a good evidence, and quotation can make your report authentic and interesting. So don't forget to put some quotes which you should collect from the spot, from the eyewitness of the incident. And then number 6, don't waffle or make the report too long. Yes, waffle means talk too much. That is a chatterbox. Don't chatter. That is, don't be a chatterbox. That is, don't be a talkative in report. Don't say any personal things. even not a single word regarding you or some irrelevant thing, but your report should be concise, because there is always some space allotted for you. And if you lengthen, if the size of your report exceeds that space area allocated for you, the report will be cut from the bottom by the editor. So try to keep your report as concise as possible, but it must explain the whole story. So just try to use the aphoristic style. Do you know what is aphoristic style, dear students? Anyway, most probably I will explain the idea of aphoristic style in any of my future class. Anyway, so just often that is talk too much. Don't be talkative in your, don't talk too much. Okay, just only present the relevant things, and then read back over your report, then check the facts of such fact is the soul. You can understand that I am going fast because our time is running short. Okay, we are going to end very quickly. That is why, so I am not going to explain these things here. You can understand, read back over your report and then check the facts. Fact is the soul of a report, fact. So check the fact whether there is any fault. If there is any fault, please try to correct. And then number 9, check the spellings and grammar. Yes, this is very important. Don't make any spelling mistakes. This is weakness, very, and it can make you laughing stock because your readers, of course, the spellings that will be corrected by the editor. Still, you should be careful as much as possible of spellings. Wrong spellings in English can change the meanings. This is important, especially spellings. Correct spellings is important for language like English, because if spelling changes, meaning changes in English. So be careful of spellings. So go through the report after completing it, the whole report. Be careful of the spellings and also the grammar. Grammar is also important. You should remember just one thing, that report is always written in third person and in past indefinite tense. So, and you should try to keep up the consistency of the spellings, because there is a difference between the spelling of the British spelling and the American spelling. There are a lot of words which have two types of spellings, British spelling and American spellings. You should follow either of the two, not both at a time in the same writing. So be careful of spellings, and then be careful of grammar. Grammar is really important for educated person actually, and usually just remember one thing, that report is usually written in third person in past tense. Don't mix of tense. And then finally, think of a good headline for the report. So we have already learned how to write a good headline for a report. And most probably you thought that as the report has been present, or report has been discussed fast, headline has been discussed fast, so most probably headline is to write fast. No, you are to decide the headline or the title after the completion of your whole report. Yes, this is the system, because now if you put the title of the headline at the beginning before writing the report, after completing the report, you may think that no, this report is not appropriate, or rather I should change it. So it is wise to put the title or the headline after the completion of the whole report. Dear students, and that's my last thought. No more today. See you in next class. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you.